Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube illustrations. After how successful the last one was, we were doing a toucan last night. Hope you're all well. Hope self-isolation or school closures are going okay, and we'll try and just relieve a bit of the boredom really and see if we can get you a little bit more creative. So anyway, we've got an illustration tonight of I'm going to try a dog and two actual classic illustrators, Jim Field. I'm going to show you how to do a very straightforward version of his Oi Frog character, and then there's an illustrator called Wiebke Rauers, her name is, or Rauers, she's a German illustrator, and I'm going to try one of her dogs. She's a brilliant children's illustrator. So anyway, let's crack on. So first of all, with this one, with the dog, what you want to do is try and make two circles first for the eyes. So I'll show you in a minute what I mean when I've done this. So you can have a go at this, either watch it first or now you want to try and make this not quite, watch the video first maybe, and then or draw along with me, it's absolutely fine. So you want to try and make this not quite circular at the bottom, and I'll tell you why that is in a minute. Okay, so what we're going to do is, there's one eye. Now, she's famous for making the characters quite human-like, really. Faber-castell does some amazing children's illustrations. So what I want to try and do is, I'll try and make that a bit more circular actually. There's the eye. There we are, we'll colour that black in a little while, okay? So we do one circle there, and then you want slightly higher for the next one, with a space about, let's say, that far apart from the other eye. So we'll try and start it there. Now this one is just after the nose here, so if we just flatten this off and we draw this, try and get the circles very similar size if we can. And again, I'm going to go around this later on with a pen. So there we go, probably, I'm not sure, a little bit small maybe that, but we'll try and make it a little bit better later. So again, the eyeball, going to make the eyeball come around like this. In an ideal world, the distance here will be the same as the distance over here. If you can get that like that, that's great, perfect that. Okay, so nose next. So the nose comes in here. So what we're going to try and do is draw the nose. We're going to do a little scruffy dog actually. This is, I'm not really sure what kind of breed it is. Scruffy dog. And then we're going to just bring the mouth. Now this little guy's got a crazy expression. Little small dogs, a little bit mental. And then it'll go up here. This is the mouth now. So you want to take it down, right down like this to about here. Okay, so you just got one of the parts of his nose here, his snout, and this curves right round like this. It joins this line there. Okay. Now, it's not going to look much like a dog for a while, but trust me, it will. Okay, so we're going to take the mouth down here, like this, a little bit lower than this line here. Okay, because you've got to leave space for the tongue. Okay, so we're now going to take this down here. We're going to put a little bump there. That's one of his teeth, and another one there. Okay. Now we're going to take this round to be a bit of a fat tongue, or tongue, depending on if you're posh. I'm from Stoke, so I'm obviously very posh. So we're going to get the tongue in here, like this. Okay. Now, this side here, we just leave a little gap there if you can, because you get another tooth in there, like that. And then there's another tooth that you need to draw in here. Okay, now, to make this really good, you want some real spiky teeth, like this. Bigger one there, smaller one here, and then an even smaller one, but a little bit longer, like that. Okay, now little tiny, these are going to be white, and the mouth's going to be black inside, okay, and then we have a tooth there, okay. So we've basically got the mouth shape there. Now what I want you to do is draw round the edge of the mouth here. We're going to just leave a little gap, and then we're going to draw some lines like this. We're going to follow, this is the bottom of his bottom lip, like this, you see. She's amazing here because she'll put lots of hair around her art so that make it come to life like a dog. At the moment it doesn't look much like a dog. So above this eye now, I'm going to probably just, hang on, we'll just bring this around. And this is all going to be, all this is going to be white. I'm going to have a pinkish tongue, black inside here, a black nose. This is going to be white with little flecks of grey in. I'm going to put some character lines around his eyes in a little while. And bags under his eyes. So above the eye here, now what I want you to do is, if you can, I'm going to draw a couple of lines across here like this. And then I'm going to draw this like that. Okay, so it's almost like an eyebrow. Okay, now with this one, take it up and around. Gonna go all the way around here, and you're gonna lose it in the back of the eye here. Okay, now main thing now is to bring the body together. So we're going to go underneath his tongue here and his lip, bottom lip, draw the leg in. So we're just drawing a line like this. Okay. Now, onto another line there. Okay. Now this is going to be his front leg, one of these front legs here. It's a really thin front leg, like this. Now, you want to curve like that, and then in this leg, try and draw something like that. And we're going to do a line like that. Okay, now his back leg starts here. You've got to curve it. It almost disappears, almost like a frog's back leg. One toe there, another toe here. Okay, now this side. We're going to match this height here of the other, kind of his knee, almost touching that leg there, and bring it back. So it's slightly curved. There we go. Now, it's just going to be lost in the fur, so don't worry too much about this. We're doing a line like this here. We stop it there. Okay, because then we're going to do this. This is the tail now. Curve it round. Do another curve like that. And then we're going to draw a line. A wavy line. Out like that. Okay. Now, I'm going to do the rest of his hair. He's going to have mad hair around here, crazy hair, all sorts of fur coming out. But you've got the basics there. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll draw these lines in here now. So he's looking like he's on the ground, and here we're going to have some we're going to have the ground. It's actually shadow. We're going to have some shadow under here. Okay, so from this point here, we're going to have a pinkish ear, and it's going to go up to a tip like this, and then you're going to make a bit of a triangle like this. Now, where this is, we're going to go up and out this way. Now hopefully you can see that it's coming on. Now we've got to do a triangle shape here, so we're going to go up and out like this. Now here we go, we're going to curve it round there. You'll see it, so it's looking more like a dog now, yeah? Now the back of this, we want to try and put a kind of a triangle shape here. Okay, happy with that. Alright then, now this is where you can go a bit crazy with colours, really, because we've pretty much done the drawing. So we'll leave the black till right at the end, because the black you might smudge. So what we're going to do is we're going to use a couple of oranges and maybe a kind of a peachy colour. I'm going to use these colours and a pink maybe. So again, I'm just using a range of pencil crayons. Okay, so we'll just try and use this yellowy, mustardy yellow colour. I wouldn't use bright yellow really, use a little bit of bright yellow later on, but I'm going to use the pinks and the oranges, okay? So what we'll do is we'll do the lighter yellow first, so you want to try and avoid this white here. So I'm going to leave this white, so we'll just do this kind of thing. What you want to do is shade in here till about the line of the ear, where the line, if you can just try and make this shape, this kind of shape. And what you're trying to do is to make him look like he's got mad, crazy hair. So you can do some lines like this, wavy lines, okay? This is the kind of thing, my dog is a cockapoo and he's got crazy mental hair like this. And we'll put some more colour in it in a little while. Different colours, I mean. Now what you want to do, the trick is here, is to try and probably get a grey. If we do a grey bit of colour down his ear here, you can still see the ear shape. A few grey lines here maybe, like this. And then we'll do the same with these. Just kind of a pyramid shape here. Okay, that'll do me. Okay, so you can see the crazy colours coming in now. We'll go a little bit darker with the orange, this orange now. Now this is not, I mean this is just the ideas from this illustrator, but you can really just mess about with the colour now. You don't have to worry too much about. I'd probably get a bit of a brown as well. Let's see if we can get a brown, like a maybe a mid brown. We'll do some darker streaks, that's good. Like this. So what we do is work in this darker brown now. Now the idea is that we take some of the hair, and some of the hair looks like it's coming from behind the ear and some from in front. So we'll just probably carry on with the brown for a little while. We can bring in, always find if we do the darker first and just leave some gaps, we can then fill in the gaps with some lighter. So we'll see if we do a crazy line off his hair like this. Because some dogs like mine, the hair's completely wild, matted. Keep taking him to the dog groomers. We should do anyway. Get him in the wrong job teaching, you get more money for grooming dogs. So this is what we can do now. We can just fill in this space here now. What you want to do is try and leave a bit of white if you can. Normally we'd say colour in the white spaces, but you don't need to. There we go. Now you can just build up the colour. So we'll put some more brown on this side now. start with the colour that you've got in your hand. It doesn't really matter which way round you do it. You go for yellow and orange first, or you can bring this brown in if you like. What you're trying to do is avoid getting any colour into these eyebrows here. Now, if you can probably go around this with a darker brown like this, or just press on a little bit more with the brown that you've already got, this mid brown. It's not too dark. Stop it about there. Okay. And then down here again, we'll go down this front leg with a brown, like that. Down this line with a brown as well. And around this corner here, there we go, like this. And then we'll go around there with a brown, around here with a brown. And then we'll do this. The brown's underneath here again. And don't forget his tail now. Again, it's quite wiry, this dog, so you can just have fun with the lines coming off. Again, try and go around the pencil now with a brown. And then we'll try and take his back. There we are, that's good. That's good, okay. What we'll try and do now is see if we can get some yellows and oranges in now. A little bit of fur off the bottom of his chin. Colour this in yellowy, it's like a mustardy colour. A little bit bright, that I think. But I'll do this like this. Just be quite loose with your colouring now. You can just have fun shading in. It doesn't really matter what colour your dog is. I've done this one brown and yellows. You could do, I don't know, black dog, blue dog. I'm going to leave a little bit of white here, so you can show that he's got white on the front of his body. Again, try not to get into this white. This is the outside of his mouth here. And you're going to try and leave some of this white. It's going to be quite a long video, I think, this one. It's taking me a while longer than I thought it would. So let's just shade in around the outside of this. Now this is important now. Get some yellow in here. Right down to these. Remember when we did these two lines earlier on? It's just kind of a guide, really. Just don't go too far past that. If you can, there you go. And get some yellow in here. Now, this is quite a cool looking dog. I'm liking this so far. It's like almost like a gremlin if you've ever seen the 1980s film Gremlins. I don't think we're supposed to give this dog any water. Otherwise it might go mental. Okay, at the moment it looks like he's got sunglasses on. Hopefully in a minute it won't. So let's get some more yellows going in here. Now a little bit of orange. Again, let's just flick the orange through. And try and keep that shape here, almost like a lion's mane here going on. Try and get a little bit of orange in here. And we can carry on with the browns in a minute. So we've got some colour going on there we go. Right, if I just show you now the black, let's see if we can get some black going. Okay, so this is where you've got to be quite careful now. Just follow the line down. Stay inside the line if you can. Watch these teeth. You don't want to be going over these teeth really, because it's really difficult then to put white over the top of black. Sometimes I've used things like Tipp-Ex or like an acrylic white pen, something like that. If you do make a mistake, don't worry too much. It looks like he'll just look like he's got one less tooth. Keep saying he, might be she. So again, with the shading, see if you can go the same direction, if you can. And this is a really dark mouth inside the mouth, so you can go as dark as you like, really. Again, in this pad I've just got a piece of paper underneath, so if you do press on it, it doesn't really go through to the next page, because otherwise it'll be annoying if you've got a sketch pad like mine. So what you want to do here is just try and go round the tooth. There we are. Again, remember we put these teeth in so that you can kind of know where to avoid with your black. Sometimes more difficult to go the same direction when you're using really tight lines like this, really small detail. When you keep that sharpness of that tooth's got to be really sharp, pointy. Trying to avoid. I've got a relative who's watched this video and she gave me a bit of healthy criticism yesterday. That she kept saying my hand was coming across in front of the picture, so it's quite difficult to follow if they were drawing at the same time as me. So I'm just trying to avoid, it doesn't feel very natural actually, just trying to avoid spending too long over the top of what I'm drawing. So here we go. Hopefully now we need a nice black line here. The nose is black, however, it's a bit of grey here, so we'll just do these two lines on these nose like that, just to show where the nostrils go, and then you can shade in dark above it. Like this. I'm not sure whether I'm going to go around this with a black pen ink like I did last night. On the toucan video, I went around the outside of pretty much the whole toucan, but I'm not sure whether I will do now tonight. It's probably going to take a little bit too long, and you guys could just do that yourselves, really. Okay, so it's coming on now, yeah? Now, what will give it real kind of stand out pizzazz is if you get this dark black eye. Now, I don't know whether you want to leave a bit of white space in it. If you want to, you can get him looking in one direction if you want to, just by leaving a little bit of a white circle, maybe the direction that if you wanted to be for him to be looking over here, perhaps just to put a little white line, like white circles here and here. If you want it looking down here, you do it down there. But this illustrator from Germany, she's quite famous for just having completely black eyeballs with no pupil, or enormous pupil, depending on which way round you. Okay, so now we've got most of the black here. I think I'm going to just go around that with ink in a little while. Okay, so I'm going to now try and bring in this pinky. It's a little bit bright actually, that. If you've got a duller pink, that'd be good. Maybe a peachy kind of peachy colour. Leave a little bit of white at the bottom if you like. Just go over that I've just done, just to, you don't want it too bright, you want it just as if it's just come out of his mouth. There we are, like that, yeah. Perfect. Now, while you've got the pink in your hand, you can just probably bring in some pink behind here, some fleshy colour, so that it looks like an ear. Okay, maybe a little bit of, I don't know, maybe a little bit of light purple, something like that, just to show. Like this. Again, go for the pink first. Like this, yeah. Now, what will make it really detailed now is if you've got a grey, something like a grey pencil crayon. I've got a couple of greys here. Again, I'm using a sparkly grey. in these Faber-castell or Faber-castell pencil crayons. So with the white now, you want to just, I was talking earlier on about getting some wrinkles going in here, like this. And you want to try and bring in this kind of effect here. Bit of grey under here. Bit of grey there. Like this. So you're making them come to life now by putting this shading in. Let's put a little bit of grey under here. There we go. And then let's just put a few lines here. Let's suggest this dog's a little bit older maybe. Got some lines going on around here like this. That's cool. So let's carry on with the grey. A little bit of grey in here. What you do now is you can bring some grey, like grey fur, like this. And then we want to go over this now with, you see what I'm doing here? This kind of thing. Every time I hear my mobile phone going, it's somebody else sending me a message on YouTube and Instagram that they've had a go at this art. So what we're doing now is we're just bringing in the grey. Now, remember I was saying earlier on about shading so that it looks like he's sitting down on the floor. So his shadow here, we can just bring right in underneath his body. And the idea with shadow on the ground, really, even if you're animating rather than painting or something, is just to make it a little bit darker, right on his fur line there. And as you're going away, it's slightly lighter. There we are. You can take this as long as you I mean, you could do the same shape as the body underneath. But it's just a suggestion of, gives you a bit of depth really, it gives you a suggestion he's sitting down on something. Okay, so let's get back to the shading. A bit more grey under here. Okay. You want to try and not have pencil lines really. It's kind of cool. Now you can just build up this colour now really if you wanted to carry on. We've got some more browns. Use a darker brown maybe now. So I just want to do a few of these lines. This is a much darker brown. Again, just bring some of these in. So you can still see the orange and the yellow in the background, but it's dominated a little bit here by a bit darker browns here. Use a little bit of dark brown here. You want to see if you can bring this in a little bit more. A little bit of brown in here maybe. There we are, that looks good. And then slightly browner. Still not happy with this area here because we've got an orangey up here. Try and make that duller by putting the brown over the top of the yellow and the orange. And the idea is you're just working in these lines. You don't really want to be shading in too heavily because you're supposed to be making it look like fur, wild fur. So you just work this in now. There we are. You could spend all night doing this really and just make it really cool. So yeah, that's my interpretation of this lady's illustration of a dog. So there you go. I don't know what kind of dog it is. Maybe a Chihuahua, something like that. Maybe crazy Chihuahua. Hopefully you can see that. And if you wanted to sign it, I suppose people keep signing mine. I'm not sure where I'd sign this. I don't know. Maybe in the shadow here, or some people like writing along the dog like this, or in his tail, something like that. You could then just work some pencil in. I mean, before you finish, you could just finish it off with some grey. Depends how old you want the dog looking, really. If it's a young dog, you put less grey in. Obviously, an older dog, put more grey in there. You could have it totally grey, I suppose. We want some lines. So maybe, I don't know, fleck some grey in there. There you go. So that looks pretty cool to me, so I don't know, I'll sign it here. I'll just put PB, little cross there. Okay, so hope you enjoyed that one. I'm just going to show you very quickly how to, I'll just move some of those colours now. The idea now, next one, to do a frog, is to, I'm going to try and show you one of my favourite animators is Jim Field, who animates normally with a lady called Kes Gray, who's written famously Oi Frog and Oi Dog and Oi Cat and things like that. My kids absolutely adore those books. So I'll just show you a simple frog really next to this dog. So first of all, with this, we're going to go do a straight line like this. Okay. Then we're going to take a straight line down here. Now, on top of this, we're going to do an eye like that. Okay. Try and curve it at the bottom a little bit. There you go. Perfect. So there's his eye. So we've got this side. We're going to bring this down to here. Okay, miss out a little bit, you'll see why later. And we're going to curve there. Okay, now we want the same size eye on this side if you can. I've left a bit of space there, so we try and just bring the circle like this. There we go, perfect. Now, it depends where you want him looking really, but we'll come on to that later. So at the bottom of this, the top of his mouth here, we're going to make him look sad. So we want a line going down to there, almost touching this line here. Now, he's got some great expressions on this frog throughout this book. Stop it here. Actually, no, we'll probably carry it on to there. Okay, and again, we want to try and level this, curve it round here. Okay, so you can see where you're looking like you've got the main body of the frog. So what we want to do is do a dot up here, a dot in this corner, and then some crazy eyebrows. Now, Jim Field tends to do his animals' eyebrows above the animal's body. Not actually above their eye, on the body. So this frog's got eyes that are floating above his head, and the eyebrows above that. If you want to, you can draw yourself a fly, maybe. So we just do a dot there, and then we do this. The frog tends to get annoyed by the flies, and as you know, frogs try and eat flies on the go with their long sticky tongues, a bit like chameleons. So, right, we've got a gap here for a very good reason. We've got a really thin arm coming out here. Really thin arm. So what you want to do is to try and do something like this. Try and keep the lines the same distance apart. Now, Jim Field's frogs' fingers are amazing, so keep this. Now, if you can do a little circle there at the bottom of the finger. The idea here is that you get 3 fingers. He tends to draw his frogs with 3 fingers. There we go. That's exactly what I want you to try to do. If you can. Now, try and do this line down here. A little bit fatter leg. There you go, like this. Try and do the leg. See how what I've done here is I've done the same kind of angle on both legs. A little bit fat that leg is actually. I want it a bit thinner than that. Okay, so again, try and get this now. This leg, this foot, you're going to do his feet now. Really long toes, but really thin toes. There. We'll do a third one. Again, 3. Maybe just do 3 fingers, 3 toes as well. Exactly like that, there you go. And do these legs as long as you want, really. So we're going to go 1 like that. 2 out there, like this. And then the third one, right this way. Just to be a bit different. There we go. Now, we've got 1 arm. Now, I've only left a gap here. This arm looks like it's coming. Again, start it at the same level here. And you're going down. And you're going down again. Remember how thin to make these arms, sorry. There we go. Perfect. Now, a wee frog, he normally sits on a log, so if you wanted to bring a log in, this is really quite easy. So you're drawing behind the frog. You're drawing so what you want to do is have him sitting on the log. So we draw a line like this. And what you can do is you can do a line, 2 lines like this. Curve it like this. So this is the brown log. There. Now I've drawn the dog in the way here, so let me just show you what I would do here. I'd have this coming this way. I'd have this going behind. Like this. I'll draw this like this so you can see the log coming behind. There we are. That's good. Then you want whatever the angle this is, you want the same angle. So hardly any angle there, like this. There you go. And then you could just draw the lines of the lots and lots of lines going this way. Do these with brown. I'm not going to do that on this video because I think the video is a little bit long now. But you do this with brown. Try and follow the same line across if you can. There you go. And then you could do the circles, circles on there as if the tree's been cut. There you go, so there's your frog. What I'd then do is I'd have some age, almost like age lines on a person really. So you want to do some of these kind of darker green patches. A couple on this side maybe. And then a couple of worry lines there, because he's a bit worried about this fly. Okay, maybe a little bit bigger circle there for the eye. There we go. And there's our frog, and then you just be colouring that in green really, so you choose your right green colour. And what I do is make that a little bit darker underneath to show the bottom of his lip. Like this, and a little bit darker here, and a little bit darker in this area here. And then everything else you'd shade in green like this. Stay inside the lines. Try and stay the same direction if you can. Nice and neat about it, doesn't really matter. And then obviously you just be careful, go around here, just suggest some green. Not quite the same colour as Jim Field does his. I'm not worried about that too much. So you do all this green. And just a little bit darker on this side because it's to show the shadow. There you go. I don't think I'm going to finish colouring this in really, just to show you how to do it. There you go again, a little bit darker on this side, on his fat leg. I think he's got a problem with his leg actually, this frog. It's probably why he's sitting down. A bit too fat, that needs to be a little bit thinner than that to match the other leg. There we are. Arms coming in. There we are. And now, just a little bit of a tip for you. If you've got a darker green, let's say, like this kind of shade, you could make it much, much darker. And then when you do, if you start off with a lighter one, and then you can then shade in these darker patches, these kind of age lines on a human. If you see an older person's hand, they've sometimes got age lines, age spots on their hands and their arms, maybe a bit like freckles. Just maybe take the green all the way down here. Just what I'm doing here, like this. And then under this hand, so it looks like he's sat. There we go. Perfect. And then you just carry on with the green here. Like this. I quite like giving this kind of a Jim Field character a big fat belly, like as if he'd been eating too many flies. Give him a big fat belly. So let me just show you that if I can. If you were going to go, let's say you've already done the mouth like this. So this is where the eye is up here. Yeah. So let's say that's this way like this, yeah. You could have it with his eye going this way really. Okay, so what I'd do then is I'd go this way with his tummy. And then again you just curve it at the bottom. And then put some lines, some circles around here. And then we'd go again down with the leg like this. Yeah, so it just makes the belly a little bit fatter. So you could do something like that. Instead, I quite like the idea of him eating a few too many flies sat on his log. Jim Field, love his characterisation with his. He's got really a good way of telling a story in his drawings. So do something like this. The idea here is to make sure these eyes kind of float above the body, if you like, just touch the bottom of the top of this line here. There we go. Okay, and that's everything really. Browns in here, lighter brown here, lots of lines of brown behind. You could do, I suppose you could colour that in first really. But there's the dog and the frog, two different illustrators. Hopefully you've enjoyed that. Send me a photo of any effort that you've done, any of your dogs and frogs. You could attach them, show me pictures if you wanted to. I've got a Facebook group, Paul Bembo Art, Instagram, Paul Bembo Artist, or YouTube, obviously on this channel, again, Paul Bembo Art on YouTube. Good luck with the next few weeks of lockdown, or fingers crossed yourself and your family are okay and safe and secure. Make sure you're staying away from people wherever possible. And see you next time. Hopefully do another one in the next couple of evenings. All right. See you later. Good luck.